Hello there. It's me, Queashar, Queashar Detroit Publishing. I'm coming on tonight with a very short live because I need to pick my niece up in just a little bit. So just wanted to come on. First of all, my name is Queashar and I go by Shar. I am the CEO of Queashar Detroit Publishing. And I am excited today to come talk to you about excuses. And also, I want excuses that you give for not writing your book. Now, I want to thank you for joining the 21-day challenge. And the purpose of the 21-day challenge is just to be consistent with your writing, because that is a problem that a lot of new authors have, just not having the time to write. So, hey, Stephanie, thanks so much for joining. So with the challenge, if you just take 15 minutes a day, whether it's in the morning, it's in the afternoon during your lunch break, or at night, just take 15 minutes a day and just do it for 21 days in a row. And because they say it takes 21 days to make a habit. So just be consistent and constantly write. Some days you may not even have enough for 15 minutes, but try to write at least 15 minutes a day, because at least you'll be in the habit of writing. If you can't think about what to write about, talk about your day and what were some of the wins of your day. What are some things that you want to do new for tomorrow? Talk about your goals, your dreams. But you just have to be consistent in writing. So that's the goal of the 21-day challenge. So we started the 21-day challenge on January the 10th, and it's going to last through January 31st. And since we started the challenge, I've been coming on live daily to give you some tips about writing your book and just to get you in the right headspace to write your book. Yesterday, we spoke about self-publishing versus traditional publishing. And if you missed the live yesterday, I did save it so I can send it to you. So if you want me to send it to you, I'll be more than happy to do that. And today, we're going to talk about excuses. Now, the easiest thing to do when you have a goal to accomplish is to make an excuse about why you haven't started that goal. So, for so many years, I was making up excuses of why I didn't write my book. And if you know my story, I've always loved to write, and I always knew that I was going to write a book, but I just kept making up excuses. In 2008, that's when I first attempted to write my first book, and I was fine until I got to chapter 8. When I got to chapter 8, I started overthinking and second guessing myself, and it caused me to continue writing the book, because I just let my thoughts take over. And I just kept thinking, like, is this going to be good enough? Or, it was just too many thoughts. And I just, said, why stress about it? I can just do it later. And later became 10 years. And so, I just want to encourage and motivate those that want to write a book to go ahead and do it. The first thing is, if you have that urge to do it, that is telling you something that's what you're meant to do. Because for years I would just keep ignoring it, and then I would always keep getting reminders that I need to write the book. I just kept getting urges, but I just kept pushing it to the wayside. And then I started having insomnia, because there were some things that God told me to do, and I just kept pushing to the side because I just didn't want to deal with it. I'm kind of a perfectionist. If I don't know how to do something, I just rather not do it at all than to mess up. And at that time, and it was actually 12 years ago now, in 2008, there weren't all these coaches that are here now, but there were some, a few writing coaches. And one day I got off work early and I decided to go to this program. And so I was so excited because I had took off work early and I was going to go to this program. It was a writing it was a writing workshop. So I was so excited about going to the workshop. So I got off work early, and then back then I would not take off work for anything. I went to work every day, and it was, like unknown for me to take off work. So this day I took off work, and I was so excited, showed up for the workshop. And when I got there, I asked, the people where were we meeting? Because it was in a church. And they said, oh, that was canceled. I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated because, first of all, I took off work, something that I don't do. And then I got there and they said that it was canceled. And first of all, I kept getting the runaround. Whenever I was trying to find out what was where the meeting was, they kept telling me this room, that room. I got the runaround. Then I finally caught up to somebody and they told me, oh, it was canceled. I was so frustrated that it was canceled. And so afterwards, I sent an inbox to the organizer and she didn't respond back to me. So I was so mad. I'm like, okay, I made up in my mind that I was going to go ahead and finish this book. And I tried to go to this workshop and the program just was canceled. No one got in touch with me. I was just frustrated. So that was another reason I delayed it again. But I would get, every now and then I would get instances and I'll try to go back, but then I just couldn't finish it because at this point, I was writing a novel and I was kind of letting my main character, she had a lot of family and friends doing stuff in the book too, and they started overshadowing and just got out of hand. So I just kept putting it to the wayside. But then fast forward to 2017, I was up late one night and I saw an ad and on Facebook talking about writing a book. And so after that, I talked to the person that had the ad, and after that, I started to write my book. So, but it was all that time that had gone by, and I had made excuses about why I couldn't do it. And some of the excuses that I'm going to go over today are some of the excuses that I used when I delayed writing my book. So the first excuse that people give for not writing your book is maybe you don't know what to write your book about. You don't know the topic to write your book about. So let me give you a hint. Now, one of the things that, I was trying to wave. Hey, Martin, thanks for joining. One of the things that you could write about is your professional career. What do you do in your professional career? Maybe you can teach other people that want to learn about your career. You can teach them some tools and tricks of the trade for your career. Maybe think about the things that your family and friends always ask you advice regarding. That's something that you can write a book about. You can take some of your experiences and your life lessons and not just share your story, but share your story and share the life lessons that you learned so you can help someone else, get over those hurdles that you face in your life or maybe your career, whatever you're writing your book about. So the first thing that holds us back from writing our book is that we may not know what to talk about. So the solution for that is to do some soul searching and think about the things that are important to you, things that people need to know. So tap into your passion and write about something that you love. When you write about something that you love, there's going to be so much content to write about. So the first excuse that you give is you don't have a topic, but you do have a topic. Just think about the things that you love, things that people ask you to do, and the things that maybe something that you are an expert in. Then you can share your experience so you can help somebody else. Number 2, you may not feel like you're a good writer. Now, and I think that a lot of authors feel that way. Even if you've had a past where someone has told you that you're a good writer, but sometimes you may think like, will somebody really want to read this, or will somebody get value out of what I'm, writing? That is just a normal feeling, So what I would do is I would just pick a great topic, make sure that this topic is something that people want to know about, and hire a writing coach, or even you can hire a ghostwriter if this is something that you feel like you just can't write. But I would at least try, attempt to write. And then if you're having problems, then get a writing coach to help you with the writing process. So the second reason that people make excuse about writing is that they feel like they're not a good writer. Okay. The third reason that people may make an excuse about writing a book is that you're afraid. You're afraid of the unknown. You're not sure about, how to handle it. And so you just let that be a stumbling block because you don't know how to do it. And you're afraid. Maybe you're afraid to tell your story because maybe you think someone may get mad because you're telling your story because it has something to do with someone else. Maybe, there could be so many reasons that you're afraid. So I would say We all are afraid at some time or another, but just do it anyway. So the third reason or the third excuse people give for not writing their book is that you're afraid. Now, the fourth reason is that you're too busy to write a book. You may have a lot going on and you don't have time to write a book, but where there's a will, there's a way. If this is something that you really want to do, you will make time for it, whether it's 15 minutes early in the morning, during your lunch break, or if you have a busy household with children and you're taking care of your family, maybe when all your children go to sleep, you can take out 15 minutes a day to write. So that's another thing. If someone says that they're too busy, and they don't have enough time to write, maybe you can just, look at your schedule. There has to be 15 or 20 minutes in the day that you can take for yourself to write. So I would just find that time and just do it consistently. If you write consistently for 30 days, even up to 2 months, for 30 days, you should have enough material to write a book. The fifth reason or fifth excuse that people give for not writing a book is maybe you think you lack motivation. But again, if you lack motivation, just think about this. This is something that you want to do. If you lack motivation, you need to reach deep down and get that motivation to write this book, because this is something that you want to do. No one's making you do it. This is something that you desire to do. So if you lack motivation, maybe a writing coach can give you some motivation, but really deep down, that motivation has to come from within, because if this is something that you want to do, then you'll go ahead and make time to do it, or you'll find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. You'll find a way to do it. Okay, so we went over the first 5 excuses that you give for not writing a book. Number 1 is you don't have a topic. Number 2 is you feel like you're not a good writer. Number 3 is that you may be afraid. Number 4, you feel like you're too busy to write a book, but this is something that you want to do. And number 5, you lack motivation. So, does anyone have any questions before we go on to number 6? I know I'm talking a lot today. I'm just kind of rushing a bit because I know I have to go pick up my niece. But I still have a little bit of time. So, okay. So I'm going to go to number 6. Number 6, you're a perfectionist and you don't like making mistakes. You don't want to mess up. This is the thing. Let's face it. We all make mistakes and no one knows everything. So if you need help in your writing journey, that's why you should contact me and I can help you if you're looking to write a nonfiction book. So I'm a perfectionist too, and I hate making mistakes. When I make a mistake, it bothers me. And that's something that I have to work on. That's one of my shortcomings. I hate making mistakes. And if I do, I'm hard on myself. But you just have to understand that we all make mistakes in life, and you learn from your mistakes. Without having mistakes, you would never learn anything. So go ahead and still pursue your goal to write your book. And of course, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes no matter what you do in life. So some of these things, some of these excuses are some excuses that you give for not following your dream, basically. It's not just for writing a book, but some of the things that we come up with excuses for not following your dreams. And sometimes we come up with these excuses because we try to hold ourselves, it's like a defense mechanism, how we don't even want to deal with it because we know that there are some things that are unknown and, we don't want to make a mistake or we don't want to look foolish. But you know what? In order for you to accomplish your goal, sometimes you are going to look foolish. Sometimes you're not going to know what to say. Sometimes you're not going to know what to write. But if this is something that you really, really want, you have to look deep down within yourself and you have to push yourself to do this because this is a goal that you want to accomplish. And trust me, once you accomplish this goal, it's just going to open up so many opportunities for you. So just, keep going. So, okay, the 6th reason that you delay writing your book is because you're a perfectionist. Number 7, you're too busy helping others follow their dreams. And that was a big problem that I had. For so many years, I would keep making excuses why I couldn't finish doing what I was doing because I was helping someone else accomplish their goals. When you spend all of your time helping up, now don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong with helping other people. But when you let helping other people stop you from following your goals and dreams, then there's a problem. Because you need to, and this is not selfish, for you to take the time to accomplish your dreams first and then help others, because you can spend so much time helping other people and they're like, what are you doing for yourself? What do you have to show for it? I'm sorry, you said true that. Yeah. What do you have to show for it? You spending all this time helping other people and you don't even have anything of your own. You don't even have your own kingdom. You're building up other people's kingdom and you don't even have anything to show for all the time and hard work that you put in, but a pat on the back. So spend some time and work on what you need to do to accomplish your goals. Okay. So the seventh excuse that you give is that you're too busy helping others follow their dreams. I'm going to say, I have number 8, but I'm going to switch it up with number 9. Number 9, you're a procrastinator and you keep putting off writing your book. So, and again, people become procrastinators because there are so many other reasons why you put things off. But this is what you need to do. Be proactive, get started today. Even I say start with 15 minutes, but you can even start with 5 minutes each day. One day it may be 5 minutes, another day it may be 20 minutes, and then sometimes you just get so ingrained in it, it may be an hour or 2 hours. But the thing is just to get started. Don't let anything stop you. Just get started. Even if, like I said, if it's 5 minutes to 10 minutes a day, just get started and be consistent, because consistency wins all the time. Okay. And so number 8, you never thought about writing a book before. But this is the thing. Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has had life lessons that you can teach somebody else. So, and then by you sharing your story, you can help someone else avoid some of the stumbling blocks that you had in your life. It's not just about telling your story. It's about telling your story and making a difference and helping someone else overcome the same obstacles that you've overcome. So, that's number 8. You haven't written a book because you never thought about writing a book before. And I'm sorry, that was number 9, I think. Okay, so number 6, and I've told some of these out of order, so that's why I'm kind of confused here. Number 6, and I'm looking at my computer here, is that you are a perfectionist. Number 7 is you're too busy helping others follow their dream. Number 9 is you're a procrastinator and you keep putting off work that is involved in writing your book. Number 9 is you never thought about writing a book before. And number 10, you don't know the steps to write a book. And that's a very, all of these are valid reasons. But if you don't know the steps to write a book, then of course you're going to delay writing your book because you don't know where to start. So this is the thing. Just be consistent and write daily. When you write daily, you'll get in the habit of writing. And when you get in the habit of writing, one day you may just sit down and write your whole book that one day, if you have like 7 to 8 hours. But just just start with just writing little bit by little bit every day. And then if you need help, you can contact me as a writing coach so that I can help you write your book. So I hope this was helpful today. It's going to be pretty short today, but I hope this was helpful today. Do you have any questions for me? I'm going to go over the excuses again. These are 10 excuses that you give for not writing your book. Number 1, you don't have a topic. And so the solution is to tap into your passion and write about something that you love. And also, when you are trying to figure out what you're going to write about, a good thing to do is just to put a post out on your, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and ask people, would you be interested in reading a book about blank? If so, what would you be interested to learn? Because once you find out what people want to know and learn, that'll give you some, a leeway and give you some content for your book. So find out if this is something that people are interested in. Because if you're writing a book and people are not interested in that topic, then who's going to buy the book? And when you write a book, you have to know who your target audience is up front so that you can write with them in mind. So the first thing is to select a topic. Select your target audience. Who is this book for? So once you have a topic and your target audience, then you'll be on the track to write a book that people are going to want to read. It's something that's going to help somebody. Okay. The second excuse that you give for not writing a book, you may feel like you're not a good writer, but I think that a lot of writers feel that way. But once you write your book and people tell you that you've helped them, and it doesn't start out excellent. when you first start writing your book, you may write some days and you're like, what in the world is this? So it's not going to start out great, but you work at it. That's why you have to, first of all, become a consistent writer, because as you write, and then this is the thing, don't edit as you write. Just write. Just free flow and write. And then once you finish writing, then you can go back through the editing stage, but make sure that you just write, because a lot of times when we are so careful about what we write, we may leave out important details. But that's one of the things you need to do when you first come up with your topic. You need to do a brain dump and just freely write. And then you can edit it afterwards. But in the beginning stages, I think you should just go ahead and freely write and not be so worried about editing and worried about misspellings and all of that in the beginning. Just get everything out of your head on paper. And then once you get everything out of your head on paper, you can start to kind of categorize things. Like, this makes sense. This goes with this. Categorize things into things that are going to stay, things that are going to go, things that are related. And then that'll help you that'll help you be the base, that'll help you, and that'll be the basis for your outline. Okay, so the first one is you don't have a topic. The second one is you feel like you're not a good writer. The third reason is that you are afraid to write your story because maybe you feel like you're going to expose someone, or you feel like you don't want to, you have, and this is the thing, when you write your story, you have to be so transparent, and you have to, share a real side of yourself. Don't be so guarded, because when you're guarded, you're not going to be able to have the transformation that you want people to have when they read your book. So make sure that you are transparent, you're sharing your story. And then there are some legalities that go along with when you're writing your book. Sometimes you don't want to just like out somebody in your book. Like if you were abused, and you may not want to say the person's name, like you want to maybe, because you don't want to. This is the thing. Today I was listening to somebody talk about writing, and you have to be so careful when you're writing your story, because there can be some legal issues that come up. And there is an article by an author. I think her name is Jane Friedman. I'm going to, if you want the article, you can send me an inbox. I'll send it to you. And it just tells you about the things to look for when you're writing a book, so that maybe if you had certain incidents that happen, instead of using the person's name, Tom, use Ed, change the name of the person. So, and then change some of the things, the details in the story, so that you are not liable for some things, because there could be some issues that come up as far as legality if somebody says that you are defaming their name or something. So there are some things that you have to be very careful about when you're writing a book. So, okay, so where was I at? Okay, so you don't have a topic. Excuse number 2, you feel like you're not a good writer. Excuse number 3, you are afraid. Number 4, you're too busy to write a book. And so basically, if you want to do something, you're going to make time to do it. And like I said, you can do it early in the morning, and you can do it as little as, a few minutes a day, but just be consistent. Some days you won't write 30 minutes. Some days you'll write 10, but just be consistent. And once you become consistent, you'll be building your writing skills, and you'll continue to write until you're done. Number 5, you're a perfectionist. You don't like making mistakes. You don't want to mess up. But let's face it, we all make mistakes. Just get started. And as you grow, as you write, you'll build your writing muscle. And then you need help, get in touch with somebody that can help you through the process. Number 6, you lack motivation. Again, if this is something that you want to do, you will motivate yourself to take care, to go ahead and, write your book. Number 7, you're too busy helping others follow their dreams. It's not selfish for you to work on, accomplishing your goals and dreams. So go ahead and just focus on what you need to do. And then once you focus on what you need to do, then you can help other people. But sometimes you need to pull away from doing all those other extracurricular activities and focus on you and accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish for yourself. Number 8, you never thought about writing a book before. So I think that, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I think that everybody has a story to tell. If you're over the age of 10, I believe that you have life experiences that you can share with someone else to help them to overcome, certain obstacles. I mean, I know just about everybody in their life has dealt with someone, maybe a family member or a close friend, dying. So we've all dealt with grief before. And we've all had struggles, within our families, our neighborhood. We've all suffered before. I know we've all been sick before. And then we've all had experiences through employment or just growing up with relationships. We all have a story to tell, and we all have lessons that we've learned and we can share with other people so that they can, avoid some of the things that, we've gone through. But if you share your story, you'll be able to help someone else, overcome different difficulties. And sometimes people say, well, I don't care. That's what she went through or whatever. But there are so many things that you can take lessons that someone else has had before, and that can help you look at things a different way and look at life a different way. The other excuse, you never thought about writing a book before. Oh, number 9, you're a procrastinator and you keep putting things off. And so the thing is, stop putting it off. You can do little by little. You don't have to do everything in one day. So this is the thing. When you're writing a book, another thing is that you can do is make a deadline, a timeline. Say, okay, so this is January. Say if you want to write a book, say, okay, I'm going to be done with my book by May the 1st. That's kind of, a few months. So that'll give you a little bit of time to do your research, a little bit of time if you are going to procrastinate. And I read something that people say that you're going to procrastinate anyway. So build that time into your timeline so that if you know this is something that you want to do, put a date out there. And then once you find that date, say if you have May the 1st, you know that by April, you want to be finished writing. Okay. So that means that you have February and March up to April to write your book. So be realistic and just think about the things that you have to do, and just set aside, time weekly. You may not be an everyday writer. I would suggest to write every day if you could, but maybe if you're not an everyday writer, maybe you have a busy schedule. Maybe you'll set up 2 hours or 1 hour on Saturday or Sunday, whatever works for you. But whatever time you set up, be consistent with your writing schedule. Okay. And number 10, you don't know the steps to write a book. So if you want, I do have a little workbook. It's called 10 Steps to Writing Your Book. And at the end of the 30-day challenge, if you have been, with me throughout the challenge and you just want the steps to write a nonfiction book, I will send you, it's a workbook. I'll send it to you. And then we'll have a webinar to go over those 10 steps to write a book. But if you have been with me throughout the 21-day challenge, I know everybody can't make every day, but if you have showed up for me at least 3-4 times, if you want that book on the 31st at the end of the 21-day challenge, I will send that to you as a gift for showing up and participating. I appreciate you participating, but it is a guide. It's 10 steps to writing your book. And then there is a place inside of the workbook for you to outline your whatever your topic is, and just to do brainstorming. And it just tells you all the steps with writing the book, with getting copyrights, with getting your formatting done. It's just the 10 steps to writing a book. It's from idea, conception to a published work of art. So if you are here with me throughout this 21-day challenge on the 31st, I will send it to you as a gift for hanging in there with me, as a thank you for joining my live. So I hope this was helpful for you today. I just wanted to come on and just talk about some excuses and some of the things that we need to get past in order to accomplish the goals and dreams that we want to, if you want to write a book. And some of the things that I talked about, it doesn't even really have to do with writing a book. It's just some excuses that we give in life because we don't know what to expect, or we know it's going to be hard and we want to delay the hard stuff. But sometimes you just have to deal and go through the hard stuff to get to the goal that you want to accomplish. So I appreciate you coming on today. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can send me a direct message and I can answer those questions on a future day during the 21-day challenge. This is day 5 of the 21-day challenge. So I appreciate you joining me today. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and end today, and I will see you on tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, I'm not sure. I'll probably come on a little bit later tomorrow because I have a meeting scheduled with somebody tomorrow to outline her book. So tomorrow will probably be later, probably about 9 o'clock, but I'm coming on for at least 15 to 20 minutes on tomorrow. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me. And Martin, thank you so much for your engagement. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining. And Larry the writer, thank you so much for joining as well. And I will see you on tomorrow. Peace out.